6 Essential Pillars of Support After 60, Stronger Than Family. You're 62, 68, maybe even 75, and life feels different now, quieter, slower, but also heavier with questions. Who's really there for you when the years stack up? When you were younger, the answer was simple: family, friends, the people who filled your days with laughter and love. But as I've learned in my 30 years as a physician, and as many of my patients have discovered, life after 60 has a way of rewriting the script. Today, I'm thrilled to share with you a truth that might surprise you: the most dependable support in your later years isn't always the family you adore or the friends you've cherished. It's something deeper, something you can build yourself. In this article, we're diving into the 6 essential pillars of support that stand stronger than family after 60. These aren't just ideas, they're lifelines, rooted in medical wisdom, real-life stories, and a passion for helping you thrive. This isn't about turning away from loved ones. It's about empowering yourself with stability that no one can take away. By the time you finish reading, you'll see aging not as a decline, but as an opportunity to stand taller than ever. Let's get started. Your future self is counting on it. Pillar 1. Financial stability, your unshakable foundation. Let's begin with a truth I've seen play out time and again in my practice: money might not buy happiness, but it sure buys peace of mind. After 60, financial stability isn't just a nice to have, it's the bedrock of your independence. I've met too many patients who assumed their kids would swoop in like superheroes if the bank account ran dry. Take Richard, a 72-year-old retired mechanic I once treated. He'd put his kids through college, lent them cash for their first homes, and figured they'd return the favor if push came to shove. Then came a brutal surprise: a heart condition drained his savings on treatments and meds. When he turned to his children, he found them stretched thin: mortgages, school fees, life. They loved him dearly, but love couldn't pay the bills. Richard's story isn't rare. The American Psychological Association notes that financial stress is a leading cause of anxiety in older adults, often because they overestimate family support. Your kids might want to help, but they've got their own storms to weather. That's why financial stability is your first pillar, your safety net when life gets unpredictable. So, what does this look like? It's not about being a millionaire. It's about preparation: a nest egg for emergencies, a steady income stream, think Social Security, pensions, or part-time work, and a budget that keeps debt at bay. The National Institute on Aging suggests having at least 6 to 12 months of living expenses saved by your 60s. Ask yourself, could I cover a sudden $5,000 medical bill? Is my retirement plan solid? If not, it's time to act. Start small. Cut one unnecessary expense this month, like that extra streaming service you rarely use. Consult a financial advisor. Many offer free first sessions to map your future. I've seen patients transform worry into confidence with simple steps like these. Your wallet isn't just cash, it's freedom, security, and the power to call the shots, no matter what. Pillar 2. Physical health, your body, your ally. Next up is something I preach to every patient I've ever had: your health is your truest companion. After 60, your body either lifts you up or holds you back. It's that simple. I'll never forget Carl, a 68-year-old former runner who came to me with creaky knees and a weary spirit. In his 40s, he jogged marathons, but retirement brought complacency. "I'll get back to it someday," he'd say, until someday turned into shortness of breath and a walker. His kids popped by when they could, but they couldn't carry him up the stairs or cook his meals every day. Carl learned the hard way: no one can live your health for you. The science backs this up. The World Health Organization states that regular physical activity after 60 slashes your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia by up to 30%. Yet, too many folks let it slide, thinking family will pick up the slack. Here's the reality: even the most loving relatives can't reverse decades of neglect. Your health is your responsibility and your superpower. You don't need to be a gym rat. Start with 20 minutes of walking daily. Studies from the Journal of the American Medical Association show it boosts mobility and mood. Swap the fries for a salad a few times a week, your arteries will thank you. And don't skip those checkups. Catching a problem early, like Carl's ignored knee pain, can mean the difference between a pill and a surgery. I've seen miracles happen with small choices. One patient, Maria, started water aerobics at 65 after years of couch sitting. 2 years later, she was dancing at her grandson's wedding, pain-free. Your body isn't just a vessel, it's your partner in independence. Treat it right, and it'll carry you further than anyone else can. Pillar 3, Social Circle, the heartbeat of connection. Now, let's talk about something that warms my soul as much as it does yours: people. After 60, your social circle becomes a lifeline, often more vital than family. I've watched patients like Margaret, a 73-year-old widow, learn this firsthand. She adored her 2 sons, but as their careers and kids took over, her phone stopped ringing as often. Loneliness crept in until she took a leap. She joined a knitting club, reconnected with an old high school pal, and suddenly, her days brimmed with chatter and laughter. Here's a sobering stat from the National Institutes of Health: loneliness in older adults hikes the risk of depression by 50% and shortens life expectancy. Family might love you, but they can't always be your everything. Jobs, moves, and their own lives pull them away. That's where friends, neighbors, and community step in. They're the ones who check on you, share a coffee, or drag you to bingo night when you'd rather stay home. Building this pillar isn't hard, but it takes effort. Say yes to that invite, even if it's just a neighbor's barbecue. Join a group, book clubs, gardening societies, or even a walking crew at the park. I once had a patient, Tom, who found his tribe at 70 through a local history class. He went from solitary evenings to hosting game nights. These bonds aren't luxuries, they're medicine for your heart and soul. Ask yourself, who lights up my day? If the list feels short, plant a seed today. Call someone you've lost touch with, or smile at a stranger at the store. Connection isn't just company, it's strength, joy, and a reminder you're never truly alone. Pillar 4, Sense of Purpose, the fire that fuels you. Let's shift gears to something less tangible but just as powerful: purpose. After 60, the roles that once defined you, parent, worker, provider, often fade. Without something to replace them, life can feel like a blank page with no pen. I've seen this in patients like George, a 70-year-old engineer who retired with big plans to relax. 6 months in, he was bored stiff, missing the buzz of problem solving. His kids visited, but they couldn't fill that void. Then he started volunteering at a school, teaching kids to tinker with gadgets. Suddenly, he had a reason to leap out of bed. Purpose isn't a gift someone hands you, it's a garden you cultivate. The Harvard study of adult development, tracking people for over 80 years, found that a sense of purpose slashes stress and boosts longevity. It's not about grand gestures, it's about meaning. Maybe it's painting, mentoring, or tending roses. For me, it's writing articles like this, sharing what I've learned to light your path. Don't know where to start? Try this: list 3 things you've always wanted to do, learn Spanish, write a story, Grow tomatoes. Pick one and take a tiny step tomorrow. One patient, Linda, began journaling at 64 after losing her husband. It turned into a memoir her grandkids now treasure. Purpose keeps your mind sharp, your heart full, and your spirit soaring. No family member can do that for you. It's your inner fire, and it's never too late to stoke it. Pillar 5, Emotional Resilience, your inner anchor. Life after 60 isn't all sunshine. Losses mount, health wobbles, and the world shifts beneath your feet. That's where emotional resilience comes in, your ability to bend, not break. I think of Helen, a 75-year-old patient who lost her husband after 40 years together. At first, she leaned on her kids, but they had their own lives. Rather than sink, she built herself back up. Support groups, journaling, a daily gratitude ritual. She told me, I realized I had to be my own rock. The American Psychological Association says resilience cuts the risk of chronic stress-related illnesses by 40%. It's not about ignoring pain, it's about facing it with tools. Family might hug you through a crisis, but they can't always carry your emotions. You've got to forge that strength within. How? Start with outlets, write your feelings, meditate for 5 minutes, or talk to a therapist. Telehealth makes it easier than ever. I've seen patients thrive with simple habits like Sam, who took up deep breathing at 67 after a cancer scare. He says it's like resetting my soul. Resilience isn't toughness, it's grace under fire. Build it, and you'll weather any storm, with or without a crowd. Pillar 6, Ability to adapt, your key to thriving. Finally, let's talk about the secret sauce of aging well, adaptability. Nothing stays static after 60. Friends move, tech evolves, routines shift. Cling to the past, and you'll stumble. Embrace change, and you'll soar. Take Frank, a 78-year-old patient who felt marooned when his buddies drifted away. Instead of sulking, he learned Zoom, joined an online history group, and made new pals. I'm not tetchy, he laughed, but I'm not done living either. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows adaptable older adults report 25% higher life satisfaction. It's not about resources, it's about curiosity. Try a new hobby, tweak your diet, or ask a grandkid to teach you TikTok. I once had a patient, Ruth, master texting at 80 to chat with her great-grandkids. She glowed with pride. Adaptability isn't passive, it's active growth. If something's not working, pivot. A door closes. Find a window. This pillar keeps you nimble, hopeful, and in charge, no matter what life throws your way. Your unbreakable foundation. So here we are, at the end of this journey through the 6 pillars: financial stability, physical health, social connection, purpose, emotional resilience, and adaptability. These aren't just concepts, they're your armor, your wings, your roots. Family will always matter, but they can't be your sole lifeline. Build these pillars, and you'll stand tall, not because someone's holding you up, but because you've crafted a life that holds itself. I've seen it work wonders. Patients who embrace these truths don't just survive their 60s, 70s, and beyond, they thrive. They dance at weddings, laugh with friends, chase dreams. You can too. Start today, save $1, take a walk, call a friend, find your spark, breathe through a tough moment, try something new. Your wisdom isn't just years, it's power. I'd love to hear from you. What's one pillar you'll strengthen this week? Drop it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. If this resonated, like, subscribe, and share. Together, Let's build a community that celebrates aging with strength and grace. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.